This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened. We begin in a peaceful suburban neighborhood outside Atlanta, Georgia, just after Christmas of 1989.
When I started crying and screaming, I didn't know what to do.
The pressure of saving a child, for some reason, that is a big pressure.
It was going over and over again in my mind that he was going to die.
On this Wednesday afternoon, Linda Bledsoe had a quick errand to run. She left her 10-year-old daughter, Michelle, in charge of her 3 younger kids.
Fred, you know what to do. They told Michelle just to put in a tape in the VCR for the 2 little ones so that they wouldn't be under her feet in her room. She had chores to do. Kimberly and Rufus, give me a kiss. She's very good with the kids. I don't hesitate to leave her. She's babysat for me quite often. The little ones listen to her sometimes better than they do me. Michelle, behave.
To help keep her little brother and sister entertained, Michelle decided to open one of her Christmas presents, a new videotape.
It had plastic and some cardboard at the bottom of it. I couldn't get it open, so I told Kimberly to go into the kitchen to get a butter knife. In the meantime, I had already cut it open with my nail. Rufus, go throw this in the garbage. It ended up being a very sharp knife, and I just told her to go put it back.
From upstairs, 7-year-old Jessica heard her brother's screams.
What happened? He was stabbed right below the chest, and it was a deep cut. Don't let him move. I didn't know what to do because I was so scared. But then I calmed myself down, and I called my father.
Picked up the phone, and it was Michelle, and she said that Rufus had been stabbed. I said, call 911.
When we continue.
Police department, can I help you?
It's 3-year-old at my house. I'm babysitting alone. He just got stabbed with a very sharp knife, and I need help. Oh, God.
You have emergency 911.
Her call came into dispatcher Russell Jones.
Is this an apartment complex, ma'am, or a house?
No, it's a house.
It's a house? You say he got stabbed?
Excuse me?
You said he got... Ma'am, listen, I need you to talk to me and not talk to that person. Listen, you say he got stabbed?
Yes, it is a very sharp knife, and I need help. I don't know where my mother is. I called my father. He's at work, and he's on his way.
I'd only been in the 911 system for a month and a half. And so when this call came in, I didn't think I was ready for it.
Oh, God, I am so scared.
How old is he?
He is, I think 3, and he'll be 4 in February.
Okay, Okay, ma'am, keep him settled down as best you can.
She said one child had been stabbed by another child. So I understood that it was an accidental thing.
An ambulance already in the field was dispatched to the scene.
Okay, ma'am, we have somebody on the way. They'll be there as soon as possible.
It's getting worse.
Keep him calm, ma'am. You gotta keep him calm. We have somebody on the way. He'll be there as soon as possible.
Stay calm, you guys. Stay calm. He'll be all right, I think.
But you can't scream at him and tell him to be calm. You gotta try to calm down so that you can help him calm down, okay?
Okay, Kimberly, go get his blanket.
Kimberly ran upstairs into his room. She knows exactly where his blanket is. Jessica just kept him company, holding his hand real tight, going, Daddy will be home as soon as he can. I was scared to death that he might die.
Are you babysitting or something there?
Yes, I'm 10 years old. I'm so scared. Nothing has ever happened like this before.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, we have the police and the EMS on their way.
The first rescue workers to arrive were paramedics David Stevens and his partner, Kathy Moncrief.
Children were crying, extremely upset.
What happened, girl? What happened?
The feeling in the air was just all in an uproar.
He's right there in the dining room.
The emotions that are running through your mind, you have to do something quick. You've got to do something now. All of your energies are directed straight to this child to make sure this child is going to make it. Okay, Rufus, easy.
He acted afraid of us and didn't want us to touch him, and it took us a minute to get on his level and get him in communication with us so that we could calm him down and, treat him in a rational manner.
Just breathe in real deep, all right? When we realized how bad it was, and we realized Rufus needed a children's trauma center, so we called for the helicopter.
Police officer Jay Rosdick was patrolling DeKalb County from the air when he got the call.
Our normal mission is police work, but we back up the ambulance service within the county. We know that anytime they call us, it's a life-critical situation, and so time is of utmost importance.
Level consciousness.
This was a very dangerous situation. The length of the knife, it could easily have lacerated the kidney, the aorta, the spleen, any number of organs inside the body that are real dense in blood.
Additional officers were sent to the scene to help secure a safe helicopter landing zone in the front yard.
I could look down and see the ambulance and police cars, so I knew the exact location. It was a very slow approach because there was a lot of wires, a lot of obstruction.
Within 5 minutes, the helicopter was on the scene.
Children bring an emotion out in people that is unequaled. Paramedics are just as susceptible to that as anyone else. You really have to concentrate on your job to keep from getting wrapped up in that emotion.
Rufus had already been airlifted out by the time his father and mother got home.
When I saw the police officers and everything, I wasn't scared until I walked in and saw my daughter's face and found out from my husband what happened.
My parents raised me so good that I don't know how to explain it. They raised me so good, and I'm really proud of them because without them, he'd be dead right now.
5 months later, after a successful operation, Rufus is on his way to a full recovery. Trauma surgeon Dr. Paul Parker explains.
I think Rufus is a very lucky kid in a number of ways. One, that his knife injury was not more serious and that it didn't hit his heart or a major artery in his abdomen. He's also lucky that he got medical attention very quickly, and he's got an older sister who knows how to use a telephone.
I think it's extremely important for any parent to teach their children about emergency situations, and 911's the answer.
I'm glad Rufus is okay. I think Michelle saved Rufus's life. I got her by a knife. And now better now. He's a real crazy boy, but we all love him. We'd miss him if he was gone.
Next.
When I first saw the car, I just didn't think anybody was going to be alive. I ran over there, and one of the firemen asked me, "Greg, how do you know this woman?" And I said, "This is my wife."
The simplest choice of a moment, what street to take, which way to turn, can change a life forever. In Frankfort, Kentucky, actors have helped us set the scene for our next story. But most of the footage you'll see was taped on the afternoon of August 4th, 1989, when a twist of fate brought 6 lives together in tragedy at the base of Louisville Hill.
A loaded truck just can't negotiate that curve going 40, 45 miles an hour. Something's going to happen if they come down there too fast.
8-year-old Brandon Moravchik's music camp recital had just let out. His state trooper father put his family in their car and sent them on their way to lunch.
He's trained, being a state police officer, to work these type of situations. But when you've got your wife and your kids in an automobile accident, it's got to be a totally different situation.
Belinda Sue Everman was heading to work at her part-time job.
Somebody got my attention on the sidewalk and waved me on up to the first car that the little 17-year-old girl was in. And that's the first one that I started working on.
Jane and Jerry Bailey were also going to lunch.
When we arrived on the scene, the BFI truck's back wheels were right up against the Bailey car. And we kept looking at the top because it was totally sunk in, just a total U-shape. And we finally figured out the tires had set down on the top and then bounced out.
All 3 cars were approaching Louisville Hill from the bottom when the tow truck coming down the hill lost its brakes. It swung into the sharp turn at the bottom, out of control. As it came around the curve, the garbage truck was thrown onto the 3 cars, crushing them.
The first thing we saw as soon as we come down the hill and make the turn was one car just about flat. Then you could see the other 2 cars in behind them, and they were flat, 2 of them, and rolled over.
I thought, well, there's no point being in no hurry. There's nobody living here. And then after finding out that everybody was still living but trapped, it was unbelievable.
All right, back me off, get out here.
Pinned inside the crushed maroon sedan, Kimberly Moravchik was worried about her children.
He's okay. Huh? No, honey, he's fine. He's over in the car. I've been talking to him. He's fine. Have any information about the mother?
Both children had already been pulled out of the wreckage.
First thing I took care of was the baby. It was just covered with glass. Had glass around its eyes and face and everything. But I didn't see anything major that was wrong with the child.
See one of those cars?
Yeah, its mother's still trapped.
Kimberly's older son, Brandon, had been put in a patrol car.
We weren't aware that the 8-year-old was even involved until we went to the police car, and he was, in fact, laying fairly still, complaining with lower right abdominal pain, and you could see the marks on him where the seat belt had made its impression.
It's just like all these cars that was involved were convertibles, but the tops wasn't cut off. They were mashed down inside. We had 3 different teams, 1 at each automobile.
Okay, don't move that arm too much for me now, okay?
EMT Terry Wickman tried to calm 17-year-old Belinda Sue, trapped when the dumpster crushed the top of her car.
Once I did get to her, it was evident that she was having trouble with her airway. She was choking on some blood that she had in her throat. I could just barely get my hands to her face and do anything for her. So I just was trying to tell her that she needed to lay still because she was in a bunch of glass and we didn't need anything else to go wrong with her.
Now sit still for me now, baby. Forward?
Yeah, really, you just watch the hand.
Gotta get you out of here, hon.
On the driver's side, Rescue workers cut off the car door to get to Jane's husband, Jerry.
The gentleman, Mr. Bailey, he wasn't quite trapped as bad as his wife was, so we got him out first.
Trooper Greg Morovchik had been called to the scene of an accident involving his family.
When I first saw the car and Kimberly being in there, and there was a couple of policemen there and some other people, I just didn't think anybody was going to be alive. Of course, I ran over there, and one of the firemen asked me, "Greg, how do you know this woman?" And I said, "This is my wife." I didn't want to lose my love for her, and the only thing I could let her know that I was there and just hold on to the hand and squeeze.
When the roof of Belinda's car was pried off her body, rescue workers were ready to move her.
She was probably drifting in and out of consciousness, which was probably best for her, because when she would come to, that's when you'd hear the screaming, and we were trying to get a C-collar on her and get her on the backboard. And once we got her out of the car, other people took over and got her in the ambulance. So I took the equipment I had and went to the other cars and see what else needed to be done.
To reach Jane Bailey, they had to cut off the top of the black car.
The way she was laying, the seat had broken down and was laying flat, and she was all the way into the back seat. So immediately expected to find back and neck injury, so we treated such.
Come on, people, back now, please!
The only way to get her out of the car was they were having to take her over her seat and through the back seat and out where the back windshield was that they'd cut away, and had a person holding traction on her, and we're sliding the backboard up underneath of her, and we're just trying to steadily slide her up on the backboard and get her on that.
Jane's neck had been broken by the impact when the garbage truck slammed into her car. Like her husband, she was taken to a nearby hospital. The last victim left to be removed was the trooper's wife.
Kimberly kept asking me, "Brandon and Justin, are the boys okay?" She wasn't concerned with herself, and just letting her know that I loved her and that the boys were okay, and that was reassuring to her, and that we'd get her out, and we did.
Because the rescuers got all the victims to hospitals within 1 hour, their odds for survival were dramatically increased. Though Jane Bailey's neck was broken and Jerry lost an eye, they both escaped with their lives.
We've thanked the Lord several times a day in the last month that we are still here. My doctors and the nursing staff had told me that they handled me with such great care, and that if the slightest wrong move and I could have ended up paralyzed. And I just can't thank them enough for that. The thing I was looking forward to the most would be getting a hug from my daughter, because I can't get a hug right now. And that's the worst part. Because even though she's 6 years old, she just doesn't understand everything that's going on.
In the impact, Belinda Sue Everman's face had been crushed. Her arm, wrist, and several ribs were broken, and one lung collapsed. But in less than 2 months, she's made a remarkable recovery.
I do appreciate the rescue workers for saving my life, because they knew the right ways to handle me, not to hurt me any worse than when I was already hurt, knew how to handle me. So I have to give it credit to them, great credit.
After the surgeries on her own badly broken leg, Kimberly Morovchik moved into her 8-year-old son's hospital room.
The strength of the Moravchik family has been amazing. Not only has the father been here from the very beginning, from the time Brandon was brought over, he's always there when you come to make rounds, morning, night, any time of day or night. The mother has also been amazing. She's not left Brandon's side since she was released from the hospital. Again, this kind of strength and courage has to translate over to Brandon.
That all of us have been together since
Because the trooper's son was in the police car when the paramedics arrived, it was some time before anyone realized he had serious internal injuries. He's still recovering from a punctured bowel.
Well, since my mommy's here, it's really cheered me up a whole lot. I'm pretty lucky that I'm not hurt any worse than I was.
What did Dr. Bellin say about school?
He didn't say nothing to me.
He's had really basically 3 surgeries, and as for an adult, you know, they'd be a lot harder to handle, but kids bounce back. But he's a little man. He's a little man in a boy's body, and he's got a lot of love for an 8-year-old.
Don't run on my toes.
I'm looking forward to going home and having Justin and Brendan and Greg and myself in our house, our home. And I'm looking forward to getting back to normal. I'm looking forward to getting back in a car and putting Justin and Brandon in a car and heading to have another day like we were having that day.
We didn't think we were going to end up with one person alive. Looking at the way the cars were, like I said, you wouldn't think anybody ever had a chance to come out of it, much less all of it.
Step out of the car, please.